Hey everybody, it's Captain Trucker here. So in this video I want to talk about why it's actually a beneficial idea if you're an expat and you have kids in the Philippines, why the Philippines education system can actually be a really beneficial and enriching opportunity for your kids to get one of the best educations in the world, okay? And this is why. First of all, when I came to the Philippines and I had a son many years ago, I was very concerned because I didn't know a lot about the Philippines, and I guess being a typical American in some ways, only knowing about my country, I was concerned. I was concerned my son wouldn't have the same opportunities as, the U.S. education system, because they have supposedly the best curriculum in the world. But the truth is, the Philippines actually has, 14,000 private schools, okay? And I'm not saying all those are the best, but within those, there's plenty of options to choose from in terms of private schools, and they base it off the same actual curriculum like in the U.S. or the British school system. So the kids are exposed to the same curriculum. And the benefit of private schools is they have smaller classrooms, so there's a lot more one-on-one attention that the kids can get with the teacher. And I know my son, for instance, I guess maybe having me and him and being a little bit American, he demands a lot of attention. So he's always like, and they give it to them too. And so, my son's doing really well. And they're always doing these celebrations and awards, so they're always encouraging the kids, and they always, it's almost every couple of weeks they'll have some kind of award show, and they're big on character development. They emphasize that a lot in the Philippines education system. So it's not just about teaching the kids like facts and how to pass standardized testing and stuff like that, just to kind of get through school and get your diploma. They're very big on, teaching good moral behavior and manners, and that's really valued and emphasized. And I think that's a really, it's an important thing, character development. And yeah, so my point is that there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of options. One of the other perks of going to a private school or an international school in the Philippines, and they do vary in cost, but private schools generally are a lot less expensive, and you can get it for a fraction of the price that you would for a private school in the US, okay? And one of the other perks is that the kids are exposed to a multicultural classroom, so there's often other foreigners' kids, perhaps from different countries and so forth, as well as local Filipinos. So they are getting kind of a broad, diverse cultural interaction in their actual school. And of course they're bilingual, so they teach the kids in English, and obviously at home and in their community they're learning Tagalog or one of the dialects within. There's dozens, maybe hundreds of dialects in the Philippines, don't quote me on that. So being bilingual is an advantage in life in general, although I'm not sure how much Tagalog is favored in the rest of the world. But the point is education, the whole point of it is to expand your mind, man, to learn. See, in America, we're always looking at education to like get a good job and stuff, right? It's always like, what major are we going to study in college? What pays the most? Not necessarily, but some of us do that. But what's beneficial about this education system, like I said, is the good moral behavior emphasis. I love the involvement I see in all the reward show they do. They almost like do these reward show for the kids every couple weeks, and they practice public speaking. So my son has experience as like a 5-year-old speaking in front of a pretty large audience, and that's something I never did as a kid. I was really shy when I was a kid, so I'm really happy to see my son have this like public speaking confidence. I mean, I have it now, but it took me a long time, and I had to go through my own personal development to get there, probably by my 30s. But I'm really happy to see him have that confidence at age 5, and I think that's a cool thing. And America does technically have a good curriculum in their education system, but we got to be totally honest with ourselves. There is problems in the overcrowdedness of public schools in America. I mean, there is mental health issues in this country. They say 1 in 4, 1 in 5 Americans are supposedly suffering from mental health conditions, And that extends to the kids as well, because they got a lot of these kids on psychotropic medication, the kids they go to school with and stuff. And of course there's been more violence and stuff like that, because it has become a little bit more and more of an aggressive, hostile culture. So again, and obviously there's good things in the American education system too, but I'm saying in terms of the environment, in terms of the vibe and everything, I think it's actually a really beneficial thing to raise kids, your American kids, if you're an expat, in a private school in the provinces or in the cities, such as Manila or Cebu City and so forth. But also get them a private tutor. And what I did is I got like extracurricular activity and modules, so my son will do modules at home in addition to his schooling. And like I said, so far it's really working out well, and I'm really happy to see it, because I admit at first I was concerned. I was like, geez, maybe I'm not providing the best educational opportunities for my son. But I came to realize that in a sense it's quite the opposite, because as long as you're involved and you're with the right school and the right people and you keep your eye on it, I think it can be even better. I really do. And also, they have the benefits of being dual citizens, your kids. So when they're older, you know, they can go back and forth. They'll have work opportunities in America or Europe, and they can always go back to the Philippines and build a house or own land and stuff like that. So I'm really pleased that, you know, we're able to do this. So I'm really proud of my son so far for just his language skills, his interpersonal skills. He's really interested in numbers, and he's got a sense of humor, and it's just going well. And I gotta say, like in American schools, especially in urban areas, teachers do spend a lot of time almost becoming babysitters and police in the classroom, as opposed to a collective learning environment. Now, something I've observed in the school that my son goes to is, you know, most of the kids are very well behaved, and they're very calm. My son's a bit animated, so he gets excited. Like if he gets the right answer or something, he'll stand up and run around because he just has a lot of energy. But I mean, most of the class is like pretty calm. And my son listens to the teacher, and they all listen to the teacher, because the teachers really care, because they have time to engage the students, because they're not, you know, stressed out about money or something like this. Because in America, like, school teachers are underpaid, and they're stressed out because they have families, they have to pay a mortgage and stuff, and they may have started out wanting to become a teacher or get into social work, and then, you know, eventually the reality of living in America and all the stress and money struggles sets in, and, you know, they end up becoming, like I said, babysitters in the class or just policemen. So yeah, sometimes in the American education system we do tend to get more, you know, bitter or stressed out teachers. So to sum it up, the benefits of raising your kids in a private school in the Philippines for their education: you got smaller classrooms, you have more attention with the teachers, you have better behaved kids, you have good education at a fraction of the cost that it would be in the US, okay? And as dual citizens, they have more opportunities. Once they get to the college level, they can go to college in the US, and they can work in the US or work in Europe. They'll have more options. And the other benefit, frankly, I think the kids and the culture are much better behaved in the Philippines compared to the US. That's just my opinion. You decide for yourself. Thank you for watching, guys. If you have any comments, please leave them. I really would love to hear what you have to say. Appreciate your insights. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.